When you purchase a swimming pool from Doheny's, you not only get a top quality product at an unbeatable price, you also get installation support from our certified pool professionals. This video of a Doheny's above-ground pool being installed in the Doheny Pool Park and Research Laboratory will provide essential know-how required for pool installation. Watch the video closely to determine whether this is a job you can do for yourself or whether you may be better served by hiring a professional contractor to help you do it. Either way, you're starting off right when you save money by purchasing your pool from Doheny's. The first step is to find a level area in your yard and to lay down a sand bed that exceeds the circumference of your pool's outer dimensions by at least 1 foot. Make sure the sand bed is at least 3 inches deep to prevent irregular ground, stones, or sticks from puncturing your liner or making the pool bottom uncomfortable for swimmers. Next, locate the center point and mark it with a post or large nail. From this point, use a length of rope exactly 1/2 the circumference of your pool to help you draw a circle in the sand. This circle is where your pool walls will be by the end of the day. Now it's time to lay down the base track. Measure from your center mark 2 points in the base track to verify that it has been accurately laid out. Once you are confident of the base track's position, drive positioning nails through the base track and through the sand into the ground to secure the track into place. At this point, you need to place base blocks beneath the track where each track point meets. These are the blocks upon which the structural upright brackets will be fastened, so it's very important that these blocks are level. An unlevel pool will have walls that may succumb to undue stress from excess water weight at certain points. To ensure accuracy, you will need to use a sight level positioned on a stable tripod as demonstrated here.
Right now we are shooting the blocks to make sure we level out the pool, and this has to be done to allow that the pool is level so that everything is within 1/4 of an inch. We use a tripod and we shoot our blocks one at a time, and then we go back and we dig them all down to make sure that they're completely at the level that they need to be to make sure the pool is level. 2.2. .4. Now that we have shot all our blocks and we have the measurements, we need to dig down to level out our blocks. You always have to start with your lowest number. You can never raise your blocks up. This is very important. You have to go to the bottom, the lowest number. Never raise the blocks up. Never put extra fill underneath your blocks. So dig out your blocks to your lowest number. That's the next step. So now we've completed the first part of getting your blocks level and your track is down. So the next step now is to roll the wall. Make sure not to roll on an extremely windy day. You need to make sure the winds are calm to roll your wall. You need clamps all the way around the pool. And what these clamps will do is it'll hold up the wall of the pool. When you spin the wall around to lay out the wall, you'll put these clamps on the outside of the pool and this will hold the pool. And you'll see that in a few minutes when we do that. Now this is why we have the clamps that go all the way around the pool. If you were not to have the clamps that go all the way around the pool would fall down on you. So this is very important. You need clamps or you need a lot of friends to hold your wall while you install the wall. Alright, after you roll the wall out and you put your bolts in the wall and you screw your bolts tight down, it's very important for the next step is to put a roll of tape over your bolts. If you don't put the tape over the bolts, your liner will press against your bolts and it will rip your liner. Alright, on the next step is we rake and broom out the sand to give you a nice flat surface. And we also recommend that you install foam cove around the walls that give you a nice base on the bottom of your pool. So what you do is you just take the foam cove and you place it on the base of your pool, all the way around the pool. Next step is we rake and then we broom out the sand in the pool to make sure everything is nice and flat and there's no rocks poking out of the bottom that will poke into your liner. Okay, now you have spun your wall, you've put down your sand, you have raked and broomed your sand. At this point, once you get out of the pool, you do not want to get back into the pool. At this point, the next step is to put the liner in the pool. Your sand. This is the next step. You pull the liner out, you open the liner up, you let the sun hit it for a couple of minutes, you fold it back up and you throw it in the pool. Now when you throw it in, be careful that you make sure you hold on to your liner, but the liner doesn't take you with you when you end up into the wall. And don't let go. Make sure you hold on to your liner. But remember, don't get in the pool. So the liner goes in the pool, you stay on the outside of the pool, and we start to pull it over the sides. And your next step is you want to put coping down on top of your liner, which is the black coping, these pieces. This is your coping. Make sure your piece of coping is on top of your liner before you proceed to put your top rail on. Coping, then top rail. If not, you will rip your liner with your top rail and your pool pieces. After you have your coping down, you can go ahead and put your top rail on top of that. All right, you have your liner in the pool. You have your top rails in place and everything's locked down. The next step is you want to take the air out behind the liner, and to do that is you stick the vacuum hose in the skimmer return and tape it up. Then you turn your vacuum on and you allow the air to suck out from behind the liner, allowing you to eliminate the wrinkles in your liner. Now when you turn your vacuum on and the air is sucking out from behind your liner, what you want to do is you want to take a broom and make sure everything is taped to screws and there's nothing sharp on the broom. Lean it over the edge of the pool and gently tap back against the liner all the way around the pool, creating a smooth surface. Now that you have your liner set and all the wrinkles are out of the bottom, continue to leave your vacuum going, take your garden hose and place it in the pool and proceed to start to fill your pool up. You want to at least have 3 to 4 inches of base water on the bottom of your pool before you turn your vacuum off. It is very important at this moment, do not turn your vacuum off. Leave it going while the hose is filling. After you've put the liner in, you have the water filling in your pool, your next and last step is to put the top rails on. And all you have to do is place the top rails on in between each upright. Okay, so now you're filling your pool. Your liner's in, the wall's up, everything's set, the water's filling. What you have to remember is to make sure to not fill the water above the skimmer line. It's a little hard to see from inside the pool, but if you stand on the outside and look, you can see where your skimmer starts. You do not want to fill the water above your skimmer line because when you put your skimmer on, the water will overflow onto you. So make sure you leave a couple inches underneath your skimmer where your water stops. Go ahead, put your skimmer on, connect your hose and your fittings to your pump and your filter, and continue to fill your pool up.
Congratulations! A properly installed and maintained swimming pool from Doheny's will provide years of enjoyment. And remember to maintain your pool with Doheny's pool supplies to get the best chemicals and equipment at the guaranteed lowest price, delivered overnight at no extra charge.